Okay, so now I am officially out of the hospital and back in the UK. I thought I'd do a quick story time because a lot of people are asking what happened. I don't know whether I should put a trigger warning or not, but I'm just, it's a hospital story. So the line is, I basically ate a tuna steak and it caused me to have an anaphylactic shock. The reason why I'm doing quotations is I will explain why I don't actually think it was an anaphylactic shock. But also a disclaimer, the doctors did discharge me as an anaphylactic shock, but obviously they didn't really care to figure out what it actually was. And obviously I don't have medical professions or anything, but this is like a Grey's Anatomy revolution that I am convinced that this was this. But anyways, yeah, I ate this tuna steak and it tasted quite salty, and Seb actually had like a tiny little bit of it and said it tasted quite sour, but me being me, I ate the whole thing because I just thought that that was how it tasted. And of course I had to finish the tuna. But immediately I knew that something was wrong. My whole body started to pulsate. My face was bright red. Like, I never go this red. And deep down I said to Seb, I was like, look, I know like something's not right here. And we all kind of thought maybe it was just heat stroke or something, but deep down, like in my gut, I knew that something wasn't right. I went back up to the hotel room to kind of take a bit of a breather to see if things went down. But I started getting quite breathless, and a rash started appearing on my arms and my legs. I decided to search up symptoms of anaphylaxis because I didn't think it was food poisoning because I didn't feel sick. And I checked my pulse, it was over 100 beats per minute, and everything just started to get a lot worse. So I kind of, within the sort of first 10-15 minutes, made the decision to go to the doctors. Luckily, I did decide to make that decision quite quickly because I actually had the reaction in the doctors then. I was blacking out, fainting, I was out of control of my bodily functions. My whole body was doing this and my throat started swelling up, and the doctors, because of my blood pressure, they decided to basically take me in an ambulance to the general hospital. My hands, eyes, mouth, face, like everything was like a puffer fish. And I had multiple needles stabbed in me, adrenaline, everything. That's another story, but it's basically traumatized me from needles. I was admitted to ICU because it was quite serious. I essentially could have died. I couldn't really do anything for myself. I couldn't lift myself onto the bed. I couldn't stand up. My legs, there was a point obviously in my head I overthought, but I convinced myself that my legs were paralyzed and stuff like that. I then had a second reaction in the nighttime, which I can't remember whether they said it was to do with the antibiotics that they gave me or if it was just like a second reaction to everything. But yeah, part 2, I'm going to explain my Grey's Anatomy revolution and the fact that I don't think it's anaphylaxis.